Welcome back to my channel. I am Jennifer Miller, also known as Amethyst Whispers. I am a mother co-parenting. I am an author and I am a makeup lover. This is my another edition, whatever, in my series on Sunday motivationals. So I thought we would go to the Bible today. So this is going to have a warning in the title, and I warn you now, if you are not a person who believes in the Bible, you might want to stop now, because this is all about the Bible. Now, I'm going to try to do this about once a month. Yeah, and the rest of the other parts. Sorry, I have a little OCD and a little ADHD, and I always have to do something. So busy hands, gotta keep them busy. Anyway, I thought we would look into a few verses, and I kind of got some, but I didn't. I need to make some notes. You would think this would be paramount, but it's not. I'm going to make it paramount, but yeah, it's not yet. Oh man, I'm gonna get in there. So, what I thought we would start with is the Bible verse. And we're starting with this one, and we're going to expound into the others because this is what we're talking about, but the others is how we're going to go into it. So, it says, this is Deuteronomy 6:5, and a lot of people know this one. I know this one. This is how I looked it up and found it. Many people have it on their wall, on little plaques and everything, but it is definitely one to live by, especially if you are a God-fearing Christian believer. It says, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. So I wanted to kind of break that down. What does this look like? What does loving the Lord, loving God with all your heart, soul, and your might look like? So I'm going to go into a couple other verses. Yes, I am cheating. I am doing it on the internet. 99% certain they are true. Proverbs 3:5-6. This is another one, kind of said it in a different way. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Sorry. Also, very important, kind of goes hand in hand. We'll talk about each of those in a bit, and we'll go back to it in a bit. But what I was thinking, because I was thinking about this, I thought about this for quite a while, I just didn't make notes. What does loving someone look like? When you're saying love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might, what does that mean? Well, so I decided to go to 1 Corinthians 13:4-8. Yeah, I looked at the screen for the verses. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. It's another one that's on people's walls, on people's thing. I mean, the Bible is chock full of verses that are just, if we would just emulate them daily, life would be so much sweeter. I'm not saying nothing bad would ever happen. No. But we would be much more apt and built and able to endure it. 1 Corinthians 13:4-8. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. So, love never fails. And going back to the whole loving the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, doing this daily, every day, thinking about this, doing this daily. Love is patient. Being patient with God. Holy moly. Talking about a humdinger right out the gate. Have you ever? We all know that God has 3 answers. Yes, no, not right now. Or it's yes, no, and yes, but not right now. It's that last one that is the hardest. I mean, granted, you asked for, God, I want $1 million. No. Okay, well, that sucks, but at least you can move on. It's that one that says yes, but not right now. Patience. You have to have patience with Him. He knows the path you're on. He knows where you're going to go. He knows where you're going to end up. Case in point, I have been an author for 15 years. I've written about 22 books. Yeah, 22 full-length novels. I am published twice. Both of them short stories, in a collaboration of short stories with other authors. Also, there's my YouTube channel. I have been on YouTube for over a year. I haven't even made 200 yet. There are people that haven't even hit the year mark. They're over 1,000. I'm like, at first I was like, what's going on? Why am I not? What did I do? What did I say that offended people? Is it my face? Is it the fact that I don't have, I went through that gauntlet. Finally, I came to the decision, I had to decide, do I want to keep doing this for an audience of under 200? Yeah. Why? Because I like to put on makeup. I like to come here and talk. I like to teach what I can teach. I don't have a lot to teach, but I like to teach what I can teach. And I like to share what I can share. So, I have to be patient. God has a plan. I don't know if His plan is for me to ever reach, and I'm going to say a big number. I don't know if His plan is for me to ever reach 10 million. Heck, His plan may not be for me to ever reach 100,000 or even 10,000. But I like coming on here. I like putting on my makeup. I think I look pretty. I don't think I look gorgeous. My boyfriend thinks I look gorgeous. My boyfriend thinks I look beautiful. He calls me sexy often. I know, saying that. But you know what? It's in the Bible too. So get off of your little and understand that God invented sex. So, but seriously, He is, you have to be patient. You can't always have things when you want it. Believe me, I am preaching to myself. I know this, and yet I still, every day I go to work, oh, no, please, get me out of here. Please, I can't do this. No more. I'm not coming back tomorrow. I'm gonna walk right out this building. I'm never coming back. Nope. Come back the next day, and the next. God has a plan. He knows that plan. Only He knows that plan. His plans are perfect. Moving on. Because this is actually going to be one of the lengthiest ones ever. It's alright. It's all good. Okay. Love is kind. Kindness is something you almost have to look up and define. We can all have our own version of kind and our own explanation of kind, if you will. But kindness is, to me, I don't know. I saw a commercial and it was for Kind bars. The Kind bars, and I was just like, they were comparing like two different, this to them, and they're like, this is Kind. I was like, that is interesting. But I know it's a cop-out. Go look it up for yourself, see what you think kind means. To me, it means, but see, considerate is already there, so to say considerate, but kindness is just a way of, I don't know, that's a tough one. Actually, this is kind of where I stopped and struggled. I can talk about patience all day long, but kindness, it's not just giving things. That's not always kindness. Kindness, I think, is first and foremost thinking about the other person first. Thinking about what they need at that moment and what can help them at that moment and doing it for them. Sometimes it means space. Sometimes it means being an ear to listen. Sometimes it means giving advice. Sometimes it means, I don't know, swallowing your pride and giving to them and letting them have the limelight a little bit. There's so many ways to define kindness. So honestly, I would have to say, research that for yourself. I know I'm going to have to. Big way. Oh, fueled by coffee. I am too. First day in a long time that I woke up and had coffee, and I'm now like, don't give coffee to someone with ADHD. Okay, it does not envy. Woo, big one. So, speaking about those people that have surpassed me and triplicate and quadruplicate and does not envy. You cannot envy. How do you envy God? I can think of a lot of ways. He's in heaven. I'm down here. But how about he's omnipotent? He is all-powerful. Many people would love to be a god. Now, I've already made my decision. I don't want to be a god. I don't want to be God. I don't want to be a god. I mess up enough just being human. Just being me. I don't need no more of me. Me is enough right here, right there. That's it. So, but still, you kind of want, I think sometimes we want a little more power, a little more control, a little more this. And I think that's where the envy can come in. At least for me it is. I don't know about for you, but for me, envy is just that power control. That is a big one that I have to learn to give up. It's not easy. It does not boast. Yeah. That is a rough one. I like looking in the mirror after I've done my makeup. I really do. Now, how do you apply it? It does not boast to God. Okay, He gave me this talent. I know I'm a good writer. I know I'm an awesome writer. But God gave me that talent. Without Him, my words are gobbledygook. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Hotel Transylvania 3, but when it's about Dracula and he owns a hotel and blah, 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 and then the third one, they go on a cruise, his daughter takes him on a cruise, and he meets the love of his life. And when he first meets her, he's like, he's tongue-tied. And that, yeah, I know where I'm going. That's how I would write without God. It would be gobbledygook. It would, no one could make heads nor tails out of it. It might even be legible words, but so don't take away God's right to boast. That is another way we can love Him, is let Him have the glory. I have a good friend, Dee Dee DeCourt, and Nat from Little Miss Nat. They both have YouTube channels here. They both are really good at giving God the glory. And also Faye Blatcher. She does as well. I am proud of these three women. They are good at giving God the glory, because He deserves it. One thing I say in my prayer every day, I say, God deserves all glory. 365 days, 24 hours. Sorry, my computer's doing something and I see what it is, but it's bothering me. 365 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all glory, all the time, all God. He is the only one that can say that. He's the only one that deserves it. Moving on. Is not proud. How is it different from boasting? Well, pride can be quiet. Pride is such a killer. Again, that is a whole another lesson, because one of my favorite sayings from the Bible is pride goeth before a fall. I love saying that to others. Yeah, I don't like when it comes to me, but it is true. Pride comes before a fall, and you really need to understand that God is the maker. We are the clay. The clay does not talk back to its maker, and the clay does not go, look what I made. God made it. You're just the clay. Keep that in mind. I am extremely, when it comes to pride, and I have a ton of it. Some a little bit righteous, but the rest is not good. So we're working on the whole pride thing. It's a daily thing with me. Daily. It does not dishonor others. Again, I think I'm going to have to take a minute and just think about this. I'm not going to take that minute now, but I'm just going to urge you to think about it. I think I moved on. Dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow, dishonor on your... when you think about honoring others, you think about the opposite. It does not ever dishonor others. I think, in my honest opinion, it's always doing things that brings honor to others. And when we're talking about loving God and putting this in that context, it's always doing things that honor God. If you're not dishonoring Him, you're honoring Him, and you always doing things that does honor Him, that does lift Him up, that does raise Him up, that does, you know what I'm saying, that does honor Him. And so many times I fight that at work, because so many of my coworkers are out for themselves, and they'll do things in the job that benefit them and nobody else, and it goes against the rules of work. But being a God-fearing person that I am, I obey the rules, even if it hurts me. And I'll sit there and I'll walk, or whatever, and I'll say, okay, God has my back, God has my back, God has my back. No matter what, even if I get fired, I know that God has my back. If you're a little curious about that whole thing, I can IG you on Instagram, or if you have my number, I can contact you via that way. But just saying, God has my back. I have to remember that. It is not self-seeking. This one's a hard one too. You live with yourself 24 hours a day. Every day. There is not a moment in this lifetime that you're not apart from yourself. It is very difficult to not be self-seeking. Now that does not mean, because He encourages us to put our prayer requests and to pray for it often. He says, knock on the door and the door shall be answered. I mean, it is filled, the Bible is filled with bring your requests before Him. The persistent widow, constantly asking for Him. So daily, I put my prayer requests. I put my friends' prayer requests first. Then I put my own. Sorry, I know you keep seeing me glance down. It's ads. So, but yeah, I putting God's needs before mine, putting God's will before mine, putting God before me. That is the antecedent, the opposite of self-seeking is God-seeking, putting God first. it is self-explanatory, but it can be lengthy. And I'm also glancing to my TV, which is over here, because it has the time. And I'm trying not to make this too long, because I still have several to go. All right. This one I love, because this one is difficult. Very difficult for me. It is not easily angered. One of the things I struggle with daily is cursing. One of the main times I curse is getting hurt, getting offended, either a coworker or, because I work at Walmart, a customer getting all uppity with me and getting attitude, and then I'm just doing my job, and then they want to get all, and I'm like, it can really, so many times, my anger, and I don't, very, very, very seldom do I lash out, but I have been known to, and even if I don't lash out on the outside, I'm all in the inside, and God sees all, so He knows what's going on in my heart, so I have got to watch it really bad. This one is big too. It keeps no record of wrongs. We all know those. And especially, and it pops up in those bad occasions. Like something will happen. You thought you put it aside. You thought you're forgiven and forgetting. And then all of a sudden something happens and you're like, oh yeah, you remember the time and the time and the time and the time and the time. And all of a sudden you got a list. And they're going, not good. Not good. You cannot keep a record of wrongs. And with God, in that vein, no, He doesn't wrong us, but He does allow things to happen for a reason. And therein lies the whole keeping records of wrongs. Because we can say, but do you remember that time when you let this happen? And do you remember that time when you let this happen? Yeah, He does. He don't need your help. He don't need your help. What He forgets is your sins, okay? He forgets them. He forgives them. Their past, their history. But I guarantee you, you bring up something like that, He's going to start remembering. Stop it. Don't bring up records of wrongs with people and with God. I'm just going to say it like that. Stop it. Forgive it. Forget it. Let it be gone. Water under the bridge. Move it on. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Evil is such a very big word that many of us have already decided that we have nothing to do with. But God knows evil lies in the hearts of all men. And I believe that is in the Bible. And I believe that is pretty much exactly how it's quoted. I mean, with other words on the beginning and the end, but evil lies within the hearts of all men. Not just one, not just most, all men. So there is evil inside of every single one of us. So we fight that constantly. And we have to rejoice with the truth. Now, truth as long as it happens to somebody else, absolutely. Truth when it comes to us, and oh, but you did do that, didn't you? Yes. And that's not so easy to rejoice in. Yay, I made a mistake. Yay, I'm getting in trouble. Yeah, it's not so easy to rejoice in the truth when the truth reveals that you have a bad heart. Now, I'm not saying 24/7 that you have a bad heart, but every now and then there can come little seeds of evil and cause us to do things that are not good. So, just saying, that is our heart. Rejoice with the truth. It always protects always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Loving God and protecting. I mean, that one's a little bit difficult. That might take some studying. But the always trusts, always hopes, always persevering. Trust God. Put your hope in God. And persevere in God. Yeah, persevere in God. Yeah, totally. That actually makes sense. Protects God. Protects God in the sense that you are constantly protecting his image, because he's not down here to do that himself. He's relying on us to do that. So we got to protect his image. When people see him in a negative light, which I do face that, which I have been known more than once to take that backslide and just to kind of undercurrent. Oh yeah, I know God, yeah. I want to be that person, like Dee Dee, like Faye, like Nat, that says, you can do you. You don't have to follow him, but he is an amazing God, and I will proclaim that to the day I die. It's hard for me to say. I already am on the outs with my coworkers, so to actually bring that up and say that is very difficult, but we'll see. Hopefully I get better at that. Trusting in him, I'm getting a lot better. I still have a ways to go. Long way. Hoping in God and persevering in God. Again, long way to go, but I feel like I am a lot better than I ever was. However, I still have a long way to go. Never fails. God never fails. And I heard someone, this was back when I did go to church, they said put God in place of is patient, is kind, does not envy. True, but I think we could also look at it from a different standpoint when you're saying love the Lord your God with all your heart. Do all these with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Never fails. God never fails. So we will fail, but it's all stuff we need to work on. So I think it comes down to the point where we need to learn not to fail him. We're gonna fail. But it's getting right back up on that horse and ride it again. Yeah, we're gonna get kicked off again, but get right back up on it and do it again. And do it again and do it again and do it again until you've mastered it. It's gonna take all your life. I hate to say it, but it's gonna take all your life. But when you're there, it'll finally be worth it. And then it ends, where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. Quick second. This is not soda, by the way. This is a great mix-in with no sugar. Wow. Okay. Going back to real quick. Yep, this one. Going back to Proverbs 3:5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. That is, I believe, the King James edition. This is the English Standard Version. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths. He will make straight your paths. And then I think the NGV new. Okay, not 100% sure where we left off. I'm going to say that we left off talking about the Proverbs 3:5 through 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart. I think that's where we left off, or where it stopped recording. I apologize, this is a long one. We're almost to the end here. The whole making paths straight. Can you imagine not having to veer to the left, veer to the right, know which path to take when there's millions? Instead, we trust God and He will make our paths straight to where there's only one. That in itself, to me, is worth it. And if I repeated myself, I apologize. But I don't know where it left off because I don't want to have to take it out. You know what I'm saying. So, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him. All of the above. Our own understanding is so limited. And I say this, and I'm really guilty of this constantly. I have to understand something in order for me to do it. It is really difficult for me to just go by faith. And that is exactly what God is asking. He is like, no. I got this. Go here. And I'm like, but why? Don't worry about it. Go here. But why? And I'm really bad at having to understand. When honestly, my small mind would not be able to grasp even if he could explain it to me. I need to trust Him that all is done for a reason. I mean, there's so many questions. I have so many questions. But again, it's all Him. All to His glory. All to His honor. All to His praise. All praise and honor and glory belong to God. So, and I'm just going to end it with this, kind of, if you will, going back to Deuteronomy 6:5, just a touch real quick on the whole with all your heart, all your soul, and all your might. Heart is a big deal, but there's more to it than just your heart. Your whole soul, your whole being, and with all your might. That means it's gonna, for me personally, for them to actually put it in there like that, it's gonna take strength. It's gonna take strength to do that. But He also gives you that. So He gives you everything you need to do it. It's not easy, but it can be done, and many people are doing it daily. We all fall. All these people are failing, not constantly, but they do fail. All these people will fail, but a lot of them will get right back on that horse and start to ride again. And if they get bucked off again, they're going to get right back up on that horse and start to ride again. So, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Soul is something you're going to have to look up. To me, I heard it kind of like this, and I'm still kind of researching this. Have you ever heard of soulmates? Yeah. And then have you ever heard of someone, your true love? It was a book I read, a little romance novel, and it was not a PG romance novel. It was more of an R-rated romance novel. But one of their lovers had died. It was her, I believe it was her soulmate that died, but it was her true love that was still there. But at the time of the book that I was reading it, the true love, the soulmate was still raw, and you know what I'm saying? So she's still, but anyway, point being, there is a difference between the heart and the soul. And you just gotta love Him with everything you got. Everything. So let's wrap this up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's been about 35 to 40 minutes. So I just want to come on here and say thank you so much if you made it to the end. Holy cow, holy cow. It was a long video. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You could have been, especially these videos, you could have been doing so many other videos. Sorry. So many other videos, but you chose this one. And I am so grateful. And hopefully it'll be up tomorrow because it's a humdinger and my video, my laptop doesn't like the long ones. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me. It helps me a lot. And yeah, comment down below anything you would like. I say that in all my videos. Don't forget to subscribe. I would appreciate it. I don't do just these. I do mainly makeup. And yeah, all the notification bells and all that jazz and whistles. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.